Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at the XRP price and seen it doing absolutely nothing and thought to yourself, what on earth is going on? It's stuck. Because if you're holding XRP right now, chances are you felt frustrated, confused, maybe even doubting your conviction. And yet, while most people are staring at a chart, refreshing TradingView and waiting for something to happen, something huge just happened behind the scenes. According to fresh on-chain data, the XRP Ledger has just seen an 800% spike in activity. That's 800%. And here's the key thing. This isn't hype. This isn't a rumor. This isn't retail FOMO. This is raw blockchain data. So in this video, I want to break down what 800% spike actually means, why the price often lags far behind utility, and why impatient investors usually lose. And why moments like this are often where fortunes quietly begin. Because if you only follow price, you will only always be late.
I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion and what I'm personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematty.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I'm not a financial advisor.
Now first, let's clear something up. When people hear network activity spike, they often assume it's bots, spam, wash trading, and meaningless transactions. But that is not what this data shows. What we're seeing is a massive increase in payments, account-to-account transfers, and real value moving across the XRP ledger. And this matters because blockchains exist for one core reason: to move value. And the XRP ledger was built specifically for that purpose: fast, cheap, scalable, and final settlement in seconds. An 800% increase in payment activity means more entities are using the network, more value is being settled, and more real-world use cases are switching on. This is not speculation. This is fundamental usage growth. And fundamentals always matter, even when price ignores them. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but Matt, if this is so bullish, why is the price doing nothing? And this is where most people start to wobble, because we've been conditioned to believe that good news equals instant price pumps. You see it on social media all the time. We will put out a piece of good news, saying something positive has happened between Ripple or XRP or whatever it will be, and straight away people are in the comments, and still price hasn't moved. It's because they don't understand it. But real markets don't work like that. In fact, price is usually the last thing to move. Markets tend to move in this order: infrastructure first, utility second, adoption third, liquidity fourth, and then the price last. Retail investors obsess over price, and I'm seeing a trend of it more this year than ever before. Institutions, however, they obsess over infrastructure. And right now, XRP is firmly in the infrastructure and utility phrase. Let me say this clearly. Utility always comes before price action. Always. Not sometimes, always. Now, don't get me wrong, technical analysis absolutely has its place, but TA has one massive blind spot. It cannot see intent. Charts don't tell you who is transacting or why they are transacting or whether activity is settlement, testing, routing, or scaling. On-chain data does tell you that. When you see an 800% increase in ledger activity while prices stay flat, that's not bearish. That is stealth behavior. This is the phase where systems are stress tested, liquidity rails are validated, and infrastructure is quietly hardened. And while that's happening, retail gets bored. And boredom is exactly how weak hands get shaken out. Let me be brutally honest here. Most XRP holders will not make it to the end of this cycle. Not because XRP fails, but because they quit too early. They sell out of boredom, they sell out of frustration, and they sell because another coin is moving faster. And that is how wealth transfers hands. The hardest phase to hold through is not crashes. It's the sideways, slow, boring price action. That's where conviction gets tested. And this 800% spike tells us something very clearly. The network is not sleeping. The builders are not stopping, and the real work is accelerating right in front of your eyes if you know where to look. And timing also matters here. We're entering a phase where regulation is becoming clearer, institutional infrastructure is being switched on, and tokenization narratives are growing, and cross-border settlement demand is increasing. And XRP sits right in the middle of all of that flow. This isn't about memes, this isn't about hype cycles, this is about financial plumbing. And financial plumbing doesn't trend on social media until suddenly it becomes unavoidable. And one of the biggest mistakes XRP investors make is treating it like a meme coin. They expect fast pumps, viral narratives, and constant dopamine. And that's not what XRP is. XRP is infrastructure money. It behaves more like railways, internet protocols, and settlement layers. Slow build, heavy testing, and massive payoff later. If you understand that, you stopped reacting emotionally to price and start positioning strategically. And here's what I'm going to be watching next. Sustained higher ledger activity, growth in payment counts, not just one-off spikes, liquidity depth quietly improving, and price compressing while fundamentals expand. That combination historically leads to violent upside moves, not slow ones, explosive ones. But only after maximum boring has completely shook out the weak hands. And that's why most people will miss what's coming, because nothing feels exciting right now. And that's the trap. Markets don't reward excitement. They reward patience and preparation. The winners aren't the loudest. They're the calmest. They're learning, they're positioning, and they're managing risk. Which brings me to something important. If you're watching this and thinking, I want to understand this properly and I don't want to rely on hype or panic anymore, that's exactly why I created the free Crypto Liftoff course. When I say free, I mean completely free. There's no paywall, no card details, no pressure. I'm not going to get halfway through and I'm suddenly going to say, send me $500 for the rest of the secrets. None of that bullshit. Inside the course, I break down how to read markets logically, how to spot accumulation phases, how to avoid emotional decisions, and how the exact strategies that I've used across multiple bear markets and bull runs have made me money. This is the foundation most people skip, and that's why most people lose. You can access this right now by going to cryptowolfpack.co.uk and clicking on the free course, or there'll be a link in the description of this video. And again, it's 100% free. If you found this breakdown useful, please do me a favor, hit the like button as it really helps push this video out to more people, and subscribe to this channel if you want more calm, logical crypto analysis without the hype. Also, drop me a comment down below if you're holding XRP long term and let me know what you think. Are you feeling that boredom and that stress at the moment? Or are you cool as a cucumber and you're accumulating like me? Do you believe utility finally catches up with price, or does the market keep ignoring it? Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I appreciate every single one of you. And remember, the strength of the wolf is in the pack.